What's going on, family and friends? This is Terrence Manning, and this is my show, My Thoughts Uncut. Today, we're going to talk about Trump's 60-minute interview. First time he's been on 60 Minutes since he sued them and won. Let's take a look at what the president has to say.
We are now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault.
Under your presidency,
We're not even 10 seconds into the video.
shutdown. We are now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault.
Under your presidency,
He's
we're talking
hilarious.
about more than 1 million federal workers who are not getting a paycheck, including our air traffic
Hilarious.
controllers. You see there's traffic snarls out at the airports now. This weekend, food aid for more than 42 million Americans is set to expire. What are you doing as president to end the shutdown?
All we're doing is we keep voting. I mean, the Republicans are voting almost unanimously to end it, and the Democrats keep voting against ending it. You know, they've never had this. This has happened like 18 times before. The Democrats always voted for an extension, always saying, give us an extension, we'll work it out. They've lost their way. They become crazed lunatics. And
He's right. Democrats are the ones that always says, "Hey, let's keep the government open. Let's not do this to the people. Let's fund the United States of America. Let's not go into this back and forth and have the government shut down." Even Obama himself has said, "Let's keep the government open" when he was the president.
all they have to do, Nora, is say, let's vote.
Senate Democrats say they will vote to reopen the government if Republicans agree to extend subsidies for over 20 million Americans who use Obamacare for their health insurance.
Obamacare is terrible. It's bad health care at far too high a price. We should fix that. We should fix it. And we can fix it with the Democrats. All they have to do is let the country open and we'll fix it.
And he's right. That's all they have to do. And here's a clip of Mr. Obama actually saying this government needs to be open back in 2013.
Do not like the law. They can go through the regular channels and processes to try to change it. That's why we have elections. So they can go through the normal processes and procedures of a democracy, but you do not threaten the full faith and credit of the United States of America. Shutting down the government just because you don't like a law that was passed, I have to say, no Congress before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten an economic shutdown, to suggest America not pay its bills, just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America. We're not going to submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time. Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis.
That was 2013 Obama, ladies and gentlemen.
But,
They have to
ending
let
the
the
government
country
shutdown.
open, and I'll sit down with the Democrats and we'll fix it. But they have to let the country. And
So
you know what
your
they have
plan-
to do? All they have to do is raise 5 hands. We don't need all of them.
But so you're saying your plan is to tell the Democrats to vote to end the shutdown.
Correct. Very simple.
And that you will put forward a health care plan?
No, we will work on fixing the bad health care that we have right now. We have terrible health care at too expensive for the people, not for the government, for the people.
It's like she's not understanding or using critical thinking skills. She's saying healthcare is bad. We need better healthcare. But what healthcare do we have now? Obamacare. So doesn't that mean that Obamacare was an awful idea? Many people years ago, when he started his whole Obamacare, was saying this is not a good idea. Now the premiums are skyrocketing. So yes, in order to try to come to an solution The government needs to be open. So then Republicans and Democrats can work on this Obamacare. They got to work with what they have right now until they find a better solution. But right now, they don't have time to find a better solution to get rid of the Obamacare. It needs to be in place. Then later on, we can figure out what the hell to do. But right now, you got to keep the government open, figure out how to get these premiums down, and then go from there. But the Democrats don't want that. They don't want a standalone bill for SNAP either. Right now, they just holding the government hostage. They're holding the United States of America hostage with this crap.
But, Mr. President, with
people
all due
are
respect, you've been talking about fixing the health care
Sure,
insurance
and
plan
you
since
can't do it
2015.
because of the Democrats.
But
That's
since
right.
2015, you've said you'd
I've been
fix it.
talking about it for a long time. We almost did it. We were one vote short. We would have had great health care.
That was in 2017, when Senate Republicans failed by one vote to partially repeal Obamacare.
The Democrats didn't want it again back then. So what do you want Trump to do?
We can make it much less expensive for people and give them much better health care.
But where is
and
that
I'd
plan?
be willing to
But
work
where's
with the
that plan?
Democrats on it. The problem is they want to give money to prisoners, to drug dealers, to all these millions of people that were
Prisoners, illegal immigrants, prisoners that are trying to transition while in jail. They're trying to give money to them. So all this money the Democrats are just trying to accumulate so they can divvy it out to the causes that they want to. That makes no sense. And that's what Trump is trying to explain to her, but it's just going past her head. She's not paying attention.
allowed to come in with an open border from Biden, and nobody can do that.
Can I
Not
just-
one Republican would ever do that.
My understanding is if those healthcare subsidies are not extended, premiums will double for many of the people that are on it. And I was looking into it.
If you know they're doubling, then why are you making it seem like the Obamacare is the end all be all? No, what he's saying is let's get the government open and let's figure out how to get these premiums down. We can't do that if the government is shut down.
3/4 of these people will see their healthcare premiums double, live in states where you won in the last election. I mean, even here in Florida has the highest number of residents on Obamacare in the country.
And I'm
If
saying we can
those-
fix it, Nora.
You have helped end these government shutdowns in the past
I
when they
did.
came
I
about,
did.
and you did it by
I'm
bringing.
very good at it,
You
but I'm
brought
not going
members
to
of
do it by.
Congress
I'm not going to
to
do
the
it by
White House.
extortion. I'm not going to do it by being extorted.
No, not going to do it by being extorted. We're going to take another clip and see what Mr. Presidente has to say.
So far, the shutdown hasn't spooked the stock market, which hit record highs this past week.
Perfect timing for your show. Just hit an all-time high.
This guy with the
We're
one-liners.
doing really well.
Can I ask
The
you,
smart
Mr.
people,
President, on that
definitely.
point, though?
Yeah.
When the stock market is doing well, that doesn't affect everybody. Not everybody's invested
It
in the
does.
stock
Oh, it
market.
does. It-
You see, this is the disingenuous crap that they pull. She just said, oh, it doesn't help everybody. But remember when Trump first got into office and he was first implementing the tariffs, and every news channel, CBS, CNN, ABC, MSNBC, they were all, the women on The View, they were all saying how, oh, look what he's doing to the stock market. It's all people are going to suffer. That's all they talked about for weeks. Oh, and they were siding with China during this time. Now the stock market is soaring record highs, and she's saying, oh, it doesn't affect everyday people. It actually does, because there's people that have their retirement locked in with the stocks. So I don't know what she's talking about. Mike Waltz was talking about how bad Trump was doing with the tariffs. Everyone was talking about that and saying the stock market was down. And Mike Waltz even made the dumbest thing in trying to say Tesla's stock should be down when in Minnesota they rely on the Tesla stock market for their retirement. So she has no idea what she's talking about.
But there have been grocery
Nora,
prices are up.
401ks. People have 401ks. Their 401ks are double what they were a year ago.
But for people that don't have 401ks
Well, I
or are
mean,
not
sure.
invested in the
Sure.
stock market,
But
they've
it-
seen their grocery prices go up, inflation.
No, you're wrong. They
Yeah,
went up
you're dead
under
wrong.
Biden. Right now, they're going down. Other than beef, which we're working on, which we can solve very quickly.
On the economy,
All right, we'll take one more clip because this woman's annoying.
I know your time is limited, so I do want to make sure I get through more of these topics.
Sure.
Immigration. You campaigned on immigration. You largely won the election on a promise to
a
close
great
the
job,
border,
don't you think?
and you succeeded
Yeah.
on that.
Excellent job.
Illegal crossings at the southern border are at a 55-year low. More recently, Americans have been watching videos of ICE tackling a young mother, tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood, and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far
Nope.
enough because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Yeah, because you have to get the people out. You know, you have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because they were, criminals.
Well, you promised in
Yeah,
your
they dumped them
campaign that
all
you
over
were going
here.
to deport the worst of the worst.
That's what
Violent
we're
criminals,
doing that.
rapists.
Well, that's what we're
but
doing.
a lot of the people that your administration has arrested and deported aren't violent criminals. Landscapers, nannies, construction workers,
Landscapers who are
farm
criminals.
workers.
Yeah. No, look.
the family
I need
service
landscapers
members.
and I need farmers more than anybody, okay?
Is it your intent to deport people who do not have a criminal record?
We have to start off with a policy, and the policy has to be you came into the country illegally, you're going to go out. However, you've also seen you're going to go out, we're going to work with you, and you're going to come back into our country legally.
When
See, this is the issue that I have and many Republican and conservatives have. Come in and do it the right way, and that's it. We're all good. We don't mind that. But if you come in illegally and you get caught by ICE, you got to go back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that. I don't care how long you were in the United States for. You came in illegally. You took the risk. With that kind of risk, the circumstances behind those risks. And what happens? You may get deported. You may get caught. You may not. But you can't justify just anyone coming in and saying, oh, they lived 5 to 10 years here and, they've been doing well. You didn't even try to become a U.S. citizen while you were here. You didn't try to naturalize while you were here. So you just want a free ride. And yes, he is getting all these criminals out of here one by one. And he's not going to stop until they're all out of here. And he's going to double down. So hopefully you guys were entertained by him like I was. Hit the like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and I see you next time. Appreciate you guys. Peace.